Well, it seems we're back for a second week here to do this, Blau. I guess everyone kind of liked the first week that we did this.
I think we have what, like 50 some views, if I'm not
Dude,
mistaken.
we got 64 views on
Oh,
that video now.
64. I haven't checked in a couple days.
I don't know.
So
Well, I'm checking like every hour, and I'm probably pumping up those numbers every time I do.
yeah,
So yeah,
probably 10 of those views are mine.
It's all right. Keep pumping them up. We'll see. Hopefully, it keeps going up and up and up, and we're gonna get a sponsorship from somebody. Who knows?
Yeah, that would be ideal. If that's something we could do, but we'll see what the fellas think the next couple weeks and keep things going.
Yeah. Well, we're back here in front of the tool shed, and ready to talk another week of what went down and all that. It was wild. But wait, hold on a second. Did you hear something? I
think I hear some weird noises somewhere.
Is it coming from behind the shed?
It might be. Usually that's where things transpire.
I swear it better not be them boys I found whacking off behind my tool shed the last week. Let's go check it out.
No comment.
Dude, you don't know Beavis and Butthead, man. All right, fine. That one went over your head.
Let's go. I won't lie to you.
Let's go check out and see what's going on behind the tool shed over here. Hold on, wait. Whoa, wait a second. Are you seeing what I'm seeing, Dan? Is that
I see a wonderful looking man who is a staple of our fantasy football league. I think.
Drew, is that you? Head coach and owner of Wade Box Style?
Hey guys, what's going on? I'm just hiding here behind the tool shed.
You've been here this whole time?
A lot of noises. Yeah, a couple days. Got a little lost. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, well, hey, let's pull you out here. Goodness gracious, get out of the.
Yeah, I'm a little dirty. I could use a shower. Yeah. I'll talk with you guys first.
Oh, right on. Yeah, awesome. Right on. Okay, so let's see if we can get all three of us to say this at the same time. I'm going to lead us in really, really slowly into this. If we can all say it at the same time, the whole thing, not just the N word, Dan, the whole thing, end word. Let's do this. Hey guys, let's check out what's going on behind the tool shed.
That was bad.
That was really bad.
Episode 2 for improvement.
Yeah, there is. All right, well, hey, let's get into it. This was another a third week here of shit going down on the battlefield of fantasy football.
Yeah, week 3.
Yeah.
Week 3 out of another very competitive week. We're very honored to have Drew, owner of Wade Box Style, join us. Like I said, he's one of the perennial members of the league. I was looking at some of your stats here the last couple of days. You've been in this league, I think, all 11 seasons. I think I said last week that we had 13 seasons, but this is our 11th season, and Drew's been here all 11 seasons, and he's made playoffs and. He's made the playoffs 9 out of the 11 years. So that's again a perennial player in my book.
I'm an OG,
and I'm not,
And
I'm not going to lie. I bet on you to win last week, Drew. So you came through for me.
You did, and I did too. I bet on you to win as well. I did too, for sure. 100%. I'm just going to go back and erase the last week's episode too, by the way. Because that's what I said.
Yeah, I was going to say, I remember you picked a little differently.
I don't think so. Listen, I had to. Petrin did me a solid before the season started, and he traded me Kamara for Kelsey, and so I felt like I had to back him a little bit.
Well, hey, yeah, I never bet against Drew, so. I've said it before, I'll say it again. I'll probably continue to say it as long as this league lasts.
Yep.
There was a little bit of shit talking last week though. On top of that, something about like athletic prowess and stuff. I just have to
Oh,
remind you
you
guys.
heard
I
that?
think I'm
Huh?
a little bit. I think I was the only person who actually like lettered in a sport in high school in the whole league. So just
Yeah,
saying.
well, I
not.
mean, anyone
That's
can
not.
letter in
That,
cheerleading, so
that's not true.
Oh,
That's not true. I'm a 3-year letter winner in tennis.
that is true. He is, and that's
the real
that's
sport,
one more than me. So hell
tennis.
yeah, man. So
Moving on.
last week, Drew, you were technically the number one according to power rankings. You're number one, and Petrin at that point I believe was number two. So we had a number one and number two showdown for last week's game. I believe. Am I right? Blau, check the records on that one. Do you think?
Yeah, I'm looking at the records right now. I'm pulling up the power rankings. I believe it was. I think Petrin was undefeated last week. So was Drew.
Mm-hmm.
So Drew handed Petrin his first loss of the season. So took down the reigning champion. It's a big win.
It was. It was. Well, did you happen to look at the power rankings for this week? And you just can't catch a break, can you, Drew? You just are constantly going up against the number two team,
Yeah,
which happens to be me.
I did some studying beforehand. I mean, Juwan Johnson might score another 100 points and Kamara 50 points. So I don't really like my chances. I think my team's going to get mollywopped this week, but we'll see what happens.
I'm not going to hold back, man. I'm sorry. Can't. I know I'm having you on here. I didn't bring you on here just to start beating up on you early, but I can't hold back. Gotta go for it.
I'm actually curious, for both of you, because you both were two of the top scorers in week 3. So, Drew, why don't you talk us through your week 3 matchup? What was the strategy there, and how do you feel about taking Adam down? I know Adam didn't score too many points, Adam Petrin, that is, but man, it's a big win against the reigning champ.
Yeah, it was a tough fought battle. Me and Andy Reid teamed up. I had the Chiefs trifecta of Patrick Mahomes, Xavier Worthy, and Mike Allstott wannabe Carson Steele. The only white running back in the league.
Oh yeah.
So they pulled me through. I think my top scorer though was the kicker from Dallas. So I didn't really need a lot of work to win that matchup, unfortunately for Petrin.
No,
Yeah.
he made some questionable decisions last week. Starting Anthony Richardson, a quarterback that netted him not even double-digit points. He'd have a nice game from McLaurin. Travis Kelce, failed to put up a good showing yet again. We talked about him a little bit last week. So yeah, you had big performances from Pat Mahomes, Justin Jefferson, your kicker, like you said, Drew. So nice win to take you to 3-0. You're on top of the league and first place, number one in the power rankings, I think.
He is.
Feels good, but it's probably going to
Yep.
be short-lived.
Hey,
Well, are you? And I think you are. You are playing Cressley this week, if I'm not mistaken. And
fly close to the sun, gonna melt some wings.
And you were the highest. You were the highest scoring team in week 3, Adam. So big win for you as well.
It was a big win, and Drew, just to go back to you and Petrin's game last week, it wasn't a very high scoring game, but you did come away with almost 40 points on top of Petrin. Boy, he just
It's
like
what we
you
call
said,
it a rock
Blau,
fight.
It
It
was
was a rock fight.
That's a good way to put it. Little stones, rocks, not boulders, and he couldn't break 81, unfortunately, which you're not going to win many games with that kind of scoring. But if you look at his bench, I don't know who he would have wanted to play instead. Maybe Caleb Williams, honestly, would have been a big help. I think game might be different if he would have played that. And
maybe Christian Kirk, yeah.
Yep.
Christian Kirk.
Yeah. He had the potential to win.
Really grasping at straws here.
I'm trying to be indifferent,
That's not what this is all about. Come on.
No.
You got to get the views up. Turn that 50 into 100 views. Talk some shit.
It is. Okay. Yep. I'll try.
Yeah,
I'll work on that.
we're pretty down on Petrin's performance, but it's funny. He wasn't even the lowest scoring team in the league uh, in week 3. That award was won by the old Musket Craig. He had he had a tough week. You know, a no show from Mark Andrews. 1.9 points from Calvin Ridley, -6 from the Dallas defense. So Craig might be needing to reevaluate that roster here in the coming weeks.
Yeah, in fact, the old ESPN app that we have here had a nice little write up for him. It goes a little something like, "Well, it barely mattered who Old Musket played last week. When you only score 66.5 points and put up one of the fewest totals in the league, you're asking to be saddled with a loss." So, it's not entirely the D's fault that he had, the Cowboys D, but it didn't help matters whenever they were getting him -6 points. So it feels like they took their ball and went home early. Hopefully they didn't fumble it on their way there. Hopefully they put it in a stronger effort with their upcoming matchup.
He moved to 14th in the power rankings week 3. So not a very impressive showing by the old Musket there. Al Baldwin this week. So
nope.
But the positive thing is nobody has an 0-3 record in our league. So Drew's the only undefeated team, but you have several teams 2-1, majority of the league 1-2. So we're still early, but it's been pretty competitive so far.
It certainly was. I was having a heart attack on Monday night watching the Bengals play Washington, and then having to hear how Josh Allen was doing against Jacksonville, because Tony, going into Monday night's game, I had a pretty comfortable lead. I thought I had it in the bag. I had Juwan Jennings coming in, rushing for almost 200 friggin' yards, 3 touchdowns. Who would have thought? I picked him up. I don't know, off the waiver wire. I didn't think anything, was going to be wild about him, but I needed him in place of Deebo Samuels. So picked him up, and he freaking tore it up. He tore it up for me. Also, Deontay Johnson. I made the right call. I was going to play George Pickens, who I had just traded Anthony for, because I needed some QB or wide receivers. But I was like, Deontay Johnson has been kind of shit, but he's getting a quarterback that I know. I've seen him play. I've watched him throw the ball for many years back when. I feel pretty good about putting Deontay Johnson in, and doesn't that work out for me too? I think I played all the right players that I possibly could to get the win.
Your strategy definitely paid off. I mean, with all those injuries in San Francisco, that playing Jennings was obviously massive for you, 47.5 points. Yeah. Deontay Johnson catching bombs from Red Rocket, 27.2. Never thought you'd see that. So
no,
your decision making certainly warranted a win this week.
Well, at one point on Monday night during the games before halftime, Joe Burrow was doing shit, and obviously they still lost, which I'm fine with, fuck the Bengals. But he was not doing so well. Josh Allen, on the other hand, I think had 4 touchdowns at least by then, and Tony and I are both sitting at 143, 144, and it's halftime. Like, this is not good. Thankfully, Joe Burrow came out of halftime and threw for, I think, a couple more touchdowns. Was able to help me pull away from Tony, secure the win.
Well,
but it was close for a second.
Your starting quarterback this week, Adam, also helped my team perform a Monday night miracle with two of those touchdown passes going to Ja'Marr Chase. So
you're damn right.
To give you some thanks for that, because I was all but counting myself out on going into the Monday night games. I thought I was going to be 1-2, and by the grace of God or whoever's up there, I was able to pull out the win over Gage, who is arguably my biggest rival.
Drew, did you think he could pull off that comeback? I mean, he got 141 to 144 with the win on that one.
That's a heartbreaking loss for Gage. What is that? two of the highest scores at 142, 141.
Yep.
End up facing the people with the next two highest scores. Like no one else. That was 1, 2, 3, and 4, and were you guys. So that's a tough pill to swallow, especially basically on the last play of the game or just about the last play of the game with Daniels throwing a touchdown. I mean that's
Oof. Yeah. You needed that.
I mean huge win, but that's a really tough loss.
I was so nervous. I went to bed early. I didn't even finish the games. I didn't think I didn't think
no.
I didn't think I stood a chance in all
Yeah.
fairness. But hey, I woke up pleasantly surprised on Tuesday morning, and we're 2-1, so I'm not going to complain. But Drew, I'm curious. I know you've been kind of analyzing some of the other games this week. I'm curious if there was another matchup that kind of stuck out to you in week 3.
You know, the victory that Jim Zagamovich had over illegal touching. I mean, two lower scoring teams. Jim's going with the likes of Derek Carr, throwing him out there, but I think -4 for his defense. Still managing big time points from his main guys, though, with Jonathan Taylor and DK Metcalf. So, and Stephon Diggs with a throwback
Yeah.
performance himself.
You know,
they want to change your kicker out, Justin Tucker, not ideal.
Not ideal. But, you know, Trevin coming off a huge score last week against me, I kind of feel pretty good about him taking the L on this. You know, I feel like Jim Zagamovich kind of made illegal touching their Zagamabitch, if you know what I mean.
Wow.
How about that? How about that?
How long did it take you to think of that one?
It's been about 3 days. I've been working on it.
Yeah, I think this is the other matchup we highlighted last week, Adam. You know, I know I said I never bet against the Bell Boys, so I took Trevin, but yeah, Jimmy, you can count the victory. So congrats to him as well.
It's always tough to have a team stack too. That's what Trevin had with Arizona. So if like the team doesn't do good, then you're kind of screwed. He has Murray, Harrison, and McBride.
Well, that's funny you bring that up because Adam texted me yesterday and he was already telling me congratulations on your week 12 win against him because I guess him and I played each other week 12. I'm like, dude, because I guess you have a bunch of buys that week, right, Adam?
I got Breece Hall and Kamara are both week 12 buys. So
it's like, you know, dude, we're just getting into week 4. I mean, there's a lot of games to be played before we get to week 12. So
a lot can happen
we're not
that time.
Yeah. We're not
going to guys can be implicated in P. Diddy scandal. You know, we could get a lot of people involved in that.
You know.
Like that league. Joe Burrow might be
lotion.
You know, hanging out.
That's probably why Jennings was so slippery on your team this week, Adam. All that baby oil.
He had so much baby oil just lathered up. You know, that's why. That's exactly why.
Yeah, we might have to ask our resident attorney, Adam Petrin, to analyze the whole situation for us. But I guess P. Diddy's lawyer said today that he only bought all that baby oil because he likes to buy in bulk like the rest of people in America. I don't know about you. You know,
I think it was a really good Amazon Prime day.
Yeah, I'll buy like Capri Sun in bulk, but I'm not buying baby oil in bulk. So
no. Well, hey, I want to touch on one other matchup from last week here, and we already talked about Craig coming in with the lowest score there, but hey, what a win for JJ. You know, Craig came in ready to fight, and JJ's like, he says, "You wait for my request, you sit down, motherfucker."
You know, maybe we should try and get
bitch.
Maybe we should try and get the Unforgivable guy on as a guest, or maybe he can do the cameo for next year's next year's draft lineup. But yeah, what a win for JJ. Yeah, he needed that. He needed that victory in week 3. You know, Dallas Goedert, however you say it, put in a nice performance. Jets defense. I hate to shit on Craig any more than I already have. So we'll kind of leave it at that. You can see anyone can go out there and look at his score. It's not pretty, but hey,
it's unforgivable.
Yeah, congratulations to JJ.
Yeah,
he's dealing with some tough injuries too. He has 4 people on his bench, including McCaffrey, that are hurt.
Yep.
So he
Yeah.
gets healthy, it can be scary.
His bench is where players go to IR. But who knows? It can come back around once they come off IR. He could have a good team. He could have a good team. So stick with it. Stick with
Yeah,
it.
stick with it. So we'll see where that goes.
Sean gets the win over Anthony. So good for Sean. And now they're both I think 10th and 11th now. So that's all right. And who else we have? We got Xander and Billy Weaver. Billy going down. Not making the cut on that one.
Yeah, Billy going to 1-2, I believe, and scary performance from Xander. Not very vocal in the league, but low key, he scored a lot of points in week 3, especially from Conklin and the 2 touchdowns from Malik Neighbors. Drew, I'm curious what you feel. I know we Adam and I talked a little bit about it last week, but curious your opinion, Drew, on Lamar Jackson and what last year's MVP is doing so far this year, and how you feel on him overall.
Looking for the unforgivable guy on Cameo. I can't find him. Watching some of his games, I didn't watch too much of last week. I honestly, I know Jim's gonna hate me for this, but I still think he's one of the top 3 quarterbacks in the league. I think they're the top 3 team. If it's not Kansas City, Baltimore's the favorite for the Super Bowl. Still think that, even though they're 1-2. Just my opinion. I still think
he is technically ranked number 3 by ESPN standards. So
yeah, I mean,
I didn't realize you were such a Ravens sympathizer.
My wife yells at me for this.
I'm actually looking for the kick button on Discord here.
God damn it! It's a respect thing, but I would say I don't know. They're just they're a good team. You guys have me at a loss of words here.
That's okay.
Yeah.
Maybe there's just not much more to say on the subject. We'll
I
let
don't
this
think
one
so.
slide about Lamar.
My love for Lamar Jackson.
Well, that's the roundup for our teams here, right? I think.
I think we about covered it all. So yeah, just to recap, Adam, high score this week. Congratulations. Drew, first team to 3-0. Congratulations. And then congratulations.
Last team to 3-0.
Yeah, the last team to 3-0, and then congrats to Sean, JJ, Xander, Jimmy, and I'll pat myself on the back. All getting wins in week 3. So why don't we move on to week 4 and see how things look? I think do buys start this week?
Next week. Next week is when buys hit.
So week 4 is the last week where you don't have to really manage those bye weeks. So Drew, curious again, what you're looking forward to week 3. What's your strategy going into week 3? I know you have a big matchup. I know we talked about it a couple minutes ago against Adam. So if you don't want to share any secrets of your team on the pod today, since you're going up against one of their creators, you don't have to. But I actually be curious what both you guys are looking forward to in week 4, and how you're feeling this matchup's going to look come Monday night.
Yeah. Hey, go ahead.
I plan to pray. I plan to pray a lot. Prayer is very very important in these situations. I don't know. I think Nico Collins is going to go off. I think Justin Jefferson's going to have a decent game. My running backs are really not good, and that's kind of the problem. So really, all I can do is hope that Deontay Johnson and Juwan Jennings don't look like they did last week. I feel like I'm going to talk a little shit then. Their team is all very old, so maybe that falls apart for him. Kamara's way over the hill for a running back. Deontay Johnson, whatever. He's got Andy Dalton thrown to him. Juwan Jennings is the 4th best Niner receiver. I'm not too worried about that. Zach Ertz is 100 years old. Wife's pretty hot. So I mean, that's all I can really say about that. George Pickens will get ejected for some tomfoolery. I'm not too concerned. And you also are playing Tennessee's defense. I can't even name one player on the Tennessee defense.
I'm just,
know
yep. Go ahead.
you only in Harrison Butker. I know you only have him on your team because of his politics. You're a big fan of how he feels about women. So
Yep. Yeah, that's exactly why. I didn't even know he was a kicker. I just saw his name. I was like, take him.
you saw that
Yeah.
speech at that college, and we're like, yeah, get in
Yep.
the kitchen.
Yes,
That's where they
that's
belong.
right. I mean, his wife's
Yeah,
cool with it.
yeah, Adam, you care to comment on the personal and professional attack that you just experienced from Wade Bogstyle?
Well, I feel like he's just trying to get into my head because he doesn't have the running backs that he wishes he had. Although, let's see how many he has on his team right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 total running backs on his team that just none of them are going to cut it at all.
Hey, all of them are available for a trade too. Look at that.
That is true. That is true.
So if
I'll
anyone
help
wants
you
a
out there.
mediocre running back,
So you got Justin Jefferson on your team. That's a great guy. Nico Collins is good, but Xavier Worthy is second, maybe even third fiddle, to Rice and Kelsey. I know Kelsey by name, but he just hasn't been there. It's gonna happen. Kelsey's gonna get some balls thrown his way. It's so I don't know how long it's gonna last for Worthy. I am afraid. I will say I am afraid. Kamara has a questionable mark on his Wednesday practice here today. I don't think he practiced today.
He's been questionable since 2020.
Yeah. Well, I will. This is my backup plan here because I also have DeAndre Swift from Chicago, but he has done nothing at all this year. So I'm like, if I have to play someone else other than Kamara, I don't know if I'm going to do Swift. I think I'm going to put in Braylon Allen, the number 2 behind Breece Hall, my number 1, because he's getting touches and he's getting catches and he has a touchdown, and it's just, that's my plan. And I'm giving it up, but hey, you know what? What are you going to do about it? You can't change shit.
that's true. You can't change
it. Deontay Johnson, I think, is going to do a lot better now with Red Rocket under center. Juwan Jennings, who knows? He might go off again. He might garner double coverage now that he had a monster game the last week.
Because Devo's not coming back this week, I don't think.
He's still doubtful. So it is what it is. I have not had any luck at the tight end position at all. And I don't think a lot of people are having tight end luck. Even George Kittle wasn't very good so far this year. Your Laporta hasn't been very good.
He sucks.
He was the number 1 TE at the draft. So I don't know. It could be good. We'll see.
Yeah, and I can't go back on my words that I've stated, a couple of times now over the last 2 weeks. And if I have to break the tie here between you two, yeah, I say this with all due respect, Adam. I can't. I said it before. I'll say it again. I can't bet against Drew.
I don't blame you.
I can't bet against you.
I want to be the underdog.
I can't. I wish you all the luck in the world. I can't bet against the undefeated team.
Listen, I want to be the underdog going into this. I'll take it. Just looking back the past 3 weeks, though, I would have lost to you week 1, but I would have beat you week 2 and week 3. Just saying.
It should be a competitive it should be a competitive matchup. So
it should be a great match. Great
something to watch. Yeah, it's going to be something to watch, you guys. I hope it's not a rock fight. I hope it's a metaphorical fist fight. Although I would never
fight.
I would, yeah. Exactly. I would never fight you in real life, though, Drew.
Century and...
Drew, I would never fight you in real life. I'm a lover, not a fighter.
I'm a pacifist.
When it comes to you,
I stopped fighting many years ago.
I might give you a kiss on the cheek,
Aww.
but that's it. Unless you wink at me.
And what?
And you blow on my neck or something. I don't know.
Sounds like a punishment to me, but
Adam is against punishments. No punishments allowed.
Yeah, that's the other Adam. It's not.
I think you got the wrong Adam.
it's the.
Not true. Yeah.
I'm looking at and Drew, I would be interested to hear what you think too about the weeks, a couple of these week 4 matchups. There's one, and we'll talk about mine in a couple of minutes, but there's one that I'm looking at. I know we highlighted illegal touching last week, but he is playing what is arguably, could be one of the biggest budding rivals in our league. Billy Weaver just joined this year, and him and Trev have a lot of history. So I know Trev's predicted to win pretty heavily by a pretty hefty margin coming week 4, but I think these rivalry weeks can always be unpredictable.
Yeah, just looking at it raw, you kind of got the hope that Gardner Minshew somehow, looks like he did week 1. Cleveland's kind of banged up right now on defense, so it's possible. Myles Garrett has broken feet, he's hurt all over, he says. Piece of shit. So maybe Minshew, finds a way to get some Minshew magic and scores a ton of touchdowns, like outproduces. Gibbs and Moss are always good for TDs. It's always possible. I don't know. I could definitely see it. You just never know. Any given Sunday, starring Al Pacino and Jamie Foxx, you just never know.
Exactly.
Still think Trev has a scary team though, especially if Kyler Murray and Marvin Harrison Jr. continue their connection. I think he had another touchdown week 3, so that's one to look at as well.
The A-Chain thing could be a 17 points that they have him scheduled for right now, but he's also, I think they're on like their 4th string. They just got Snoop Huntley off of the street to be their quarterback. Quarterback means a lot. You might only get like 2 points
that's
from
why
A-Chain.
That's why I picked up Tennessee's defense. That's why I picked up Tennessee's defense.
Oh, shut up. Don't twist my words to make it look like
I'm so glad you've come to the understanding of why I picked up Tennessee's defense and you agree with it now.
Former Pro Bowler Snoop Huntley. Let me just put that out there.
Yeah, Tennessee might stack the line and not let however you say A-Chain get through, and
there's a lot of cues on that side too. I don't think Trey McBride's going to play for illegal touching, so he's going to need to probably start Isaiah Likely, and that could also bump down Tyler's
Isaiah
numbers.
Likely had a good first week, right?
You just never know with Baltimore.
Isaiah Likely after first week, it was bad. Yeah, you're right. It's hard to play anybody on that one because you never know who's running it and who's catching it.
Outside of playing Lamar, you're definitely up for a crapshoot.
Yeah, I mean, I don't play anybody from Baltimore on principle, so.
Yeah, that's kind of my thing. I don't draft Pittsburgh Steelers on my team. That's my one thing because I want to
say that
enjoy
every
the game.
year.
Yeah, well, no,
I get one on my team.
I've never drafted a Steeler because I tell myself I want to enjoy watching the game and not care about fantasy when the Steelers are playing, but it doesn't really work because I always end up having somebody on the other team, and then I get conflicted.
Yep. It's like I want them to do good, but I also want them to lose.
Well, who do you guys have? Taking the matchup between Billy's best team and illegal touching? I'm going to take illegal touching for the second week in a row.
Billy Weaver. Billy, man, I'm sorry, dude. I got to go with illegal touching on this as well. You got the first year jitters, I think is what it is.
I like picking an underdog, but in this case, I kind of got to go with it's a 21-point line. So I got to go Trevin.
Let's see. We all picked Trev this week, so let's hope it pays off. Adam, we should start keeping track of our picks, and then we should keep the guest picks too, and see which guest picked the most games correctly in their given week. So I think, obviously you're not going to pick your own matchup, so that's but we should pick, five matchups or something where we're all keeping score. So
Yeah.
just see who performs the best. Could be something fun to do.
It could be, yeah. We'll do that. We'll put that in the show notes.
Nice. Yeah, because I'm taking. Yeah, so if I had to look at it, I'm taking Drew against yourself, Adam. I'm gonna take illegal touching versus Billy's best team. I think the Old Musket is gonna have a comeback performance against Taylor Gang. He's an underdog. I think Anthony's gonna eke out a victory against JJ. And obviously I'm hoping for a victory for myself, but I'm not betting against Gage to lose 2 weeks in a row, so I'm going to take him over the Lone Rangers.
I feel good. I feel good about those numbers for you, man.
Yeah, and then Jimmy. I'm going to take Jimmy over Tony.
Listen, though, Tony put up a fight last week, so it's hard to count Josh Allen out, especially against Baltimore.
You're right, but I'm riding with Zegama Beach this week.
There's some banged up guys on the team. It's a short week. You never know.
I think taking myself for this week win. And
you're the only one.
Exactly.
I'm actually, if I had money, I'd probably bet you too. Gotta be honest.
We'll see. Quit saying that, man. That's not fair. Now I'm gonna lose.
He's using reverse psychology on you.
Yeah, I think so. Damn it.
I wish
that's
I would
it.
treat the guys.
If you're putting money on it,
I'm starting the second most famous person named Carson behind Carson Daly. So Carson Steele. And behind Jimmy's nephew. Sorry. So this
I'd
is
also argue Carson Palmer's more. What about Carson Palmer? Carson
he played
Wentz.
for the Bengals. Fuck him.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's the second Carson Palmer reference, isn't it? On the show.
We're going to find a way to weave it in every week.
That's the running gag.
Carson Palmer.
Well, then, I think, I think we're gonna go Gage over Sean. I'm gonna go. I'm pulling for JJ. Listen, man, he had a rough first week with everyone going down. So, but he's projected to win. So, Anthony, sorry, dude. Gotta go.
I want to highlight that
JJ.
as the game of the week. Also, I think it's a really close edge between the two teams.
That could be a fun one to keep an eye on. Yeah,
I agree. This could be a very competitive.
I'd be happy if both of them could win. Just both of you guys just go have fun.
I might have to have James Harrison do our league next year because there's no participation trophies in the tool shed.
Oh, I ain't giving him any trophies, but
we can't afford that. Not on this budget.
You seem to sympathize with wanting everybody to win. That doesn't happen.
Just when they're okay, all right, whatever.
But I agree. This is an intriguing matchup for sure.
It is, but another close one projected is going to be you versus Xander. So, let me look. Let me see here. Yeah, I can't bet on somebody who's running with Lamar Jackson. Yep, you're winning. You're winning this one, Blau. You're winning this one.
Yeah, I don't know. Xander, my buddy from across the state. He has a pretty scary team. We talked about it earlier. He scored a lot of points last week. I got a lot of injuries on my team right now.
I think you should try to find some replacements for those injuries too.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to try. Devontae Smith.
You might want to try and. You could probably trade Ramondre Stevenson to somebody who needs a running back. But after this week, maybe. After this week, though.
I mean, he was the biggest failure week 3 for my team. That's what maybe that's what. Thinking about it, he's on the block. Anyone. who's
Yeah.
interested. So
Yeah, I'm sure
yeah, I
everyone's
got
interested after you called him horrible. That's good.
That's wonderful.
Take my horrible running back.
do it for
Who
the
wants
content.
You do it for the content. Yep, you're
Yeah.
right. All
Yeah,
right,
I'm
and
just-
then Craig versus Petrin here. I'm gonna go Petrin. That I feel like that's probably an easy bet right now, just based off the projected. But maybe Jared Goff could have a good game against Seattle and double his projection. That could sway it. I feel like. And
Yeah, I think I've got Petcher in that matchup. Let me just ask you.
yeah,
I mean, did he just trade for Travis Kelce just so he can change his name to that? Or
Well, so I'll actually defend Petrin here. I don't think that's his team name is a reference to Taylor Swift. I think it's a reference to Taylor Gang led by Wiz Khalifa, famous throughout Pittsburgh. So I think that's what
I
he's
think the
referring to.
picture,
Oh,
this old picture up
yeah,
there, I believe
there
was
is.
Taylor Swift though. So
That is,
Oh,
we
I
was
can
it?
say
believe
I
that,
that
didn't
is
yeah.
see
Taylor Swift. That is, but he hasn't. He hasn't. He texted me. He said he may be changing his name to something else, but he hasn't yet. So I didn't say. I'm not going to say it because I don't want to give it away. But it's not a fun name. It's. I fuck it. I'm going to give it away for the content, like you said. He said he might just change his name to Sad Travis Kelce Sounds.
Yeah, where are
So,
those?
yeah, everything.
Maybe
He makes those every week, apparently.
he's getting. Do you think he's getting like overly annoying, Travis Kelce, or it's just because we see
Yeah,
him on TV way more?
no, they've been annoying for like a year.
I feel like he got his podcast money with his brother, and that was. I don't really need to do much else. If I'm done playing football, I got the podcast.
He's always been the try-hard brother that I'm not a fan of out of the two. So the other one's cool because he's an offensive lineman. You know, big fat guy. You got to cheer for him. Travis
Exactly.
Kelce is just,
Absolutely.
he definitely wore FUBU in high school. You know what I mean? Like it's just, I don't
Yep.
know. Not
Wasn't
for
there a
me.
fat guy? Wasn't there a fat guy touchdown week 3? Wasn't that Jaden Daniels, the fat O lineman? Wasn't that?
Yeah.
Or did I dream that?
No, the guy got a thick six. That's what they call it whenever
Yeah,
lineman
thick
catches
six.
a touchdown.
Mm,
Nice.
Yeah. I got the thick 4, but that's all right.
That's
Well, who do you guys
thick
have?
that counts.
Exactly.
Sorry to chime in there.
Who do you guys have in the Gage and Sean matchup?
Yeah, I think I'm taking Gage on it. Yeah, I am. I like Saquon Barkley. You know, he's good for some touchdowns. Philly likes to feed him the ball. Devin Singletary is doing all right for the Giants, but you know, I think
Thursday night game. Never know what can happen.
yeah, that's right. Chris Olave from New Orleans. If New Orleans gets going here again, like Derek Carr has been leading them down the field, great. And then he's got Rice,
Yeah,
but
Rice
he
is
needs to
always
figure
good
out
for
what he's
20.
going to. Yeah, exactly. But he needs to figure out. He's got to put someone in for his flex, because right now Joe Mixon is.
Joe
is,
Mixon's
that's
out there
part of-
knocking out girls in bars again. He's questionable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he does that. I mean,
That
he's
was our-
only
yeah,
going to
that was
pump that
our
up even
theory.
more.
Yeah, that was our theory last week. He wasn't going to play if he got arrested again. So I think our take came true. Because
What's
Gage
your
is about
power
to move-
ranking of running backs who knocked out women on camera? Who's your favorite?
Ray Rice.
Ray
Ray
Rice for
Rice.
number one.
Yeah.
I like OJ.
Yeah.
I guess that wasn't on camera. Shoot.
Yeah. It wasn't.
Was not.
Oh, he's dead. He's dead anyway. I
Is
think.
he?
Yeah, OJ died.
Yeah, he died this year.
Oh, no way.
Yeah.
Sorry, that'd be
R.I.P.
news to me.
What a life lived.
That
I
would
can
be
finally
news to
drink.
me.
I can finally drink orange juice without feeling guilty. So yeah, Gage is winning. Gage is winning, especially when he puts in somebody for his flex.
Yeah,
Well,
I
they
kind of
yeah
agree with you there. Unless Jalen Hurts like stops sucking, I would say that's the only chance. Actually, Philly and Tampa are playing each other, so that might be kind of fun with quarterbacks, like a quarterback duel
yeah.
too.
Oh
I
yeah, I didn't realize that.
this could be a high scoring game at least, a good one to watch. The game itself, I feel like so exciting. It's not like a Steelers game where it's just defense, defense, defense.
I don't know about Sean playing Ty Chandler Bing. Not exactly
Ah,
an inspiring start at running back.
no, but
Hey, that might be
who's
that Ramondre Stevenson trade you've been talking about.
hey?
That legend.
Look, he picked up Cordell Patterson off the waiver wire. I bet. I
Cordell.
think. Yeah, I think he
Was he
did.
in a car with a tranny? Cordell.
Hey, you know, all cars have trannies, so how can
Is
you
that
get out in a
was
car
that
with a tranny?
real? Not to take us too far off. Sorry,
Oh, we can go left field here.
but
I don't know.
the Cordell rumor, Cordell Stewart rumor is what I'm talking. Is that real? Did that happen, or was that straight up like
I've never heard this rumor. What's this
you're not a
rumor?
local boy? You Punksy boys don't hear these things that we in
I
Beaver
guess
County
not.
hear.
Yeah.
No, there's a rumor
What's the story?
back in the day that a Cordell Stewart was getting a blowjob from a tranny or a man, but I feel like
Hmm.
that also happened to Eddie Murphy. So maybe they're conflating the two. You know how
Yeah. I mean, if they're
racism happens
passable,
in
right?
Pittsburgh. What's that?
If they're passable,
Uh huh.
you know,
Everybody's
feel
been
like
there.
just if they're passable.
They had Diddy parties.
They might have been. It was at the Diddy party. It was the freak off. I'm pretty sure I saw it in the video. Kevin Hart was narrating it, and he's like, "Oh damn, there's
This is
Cordell
where we get
Stewart
canceled.
getting."
Can't narrate Kevin Hart. Can't do it, man.
Yeah.
That's where
Is
we
that
have to
it?
draw the
Is
line.
that where? Is that where? Listen,
Yeah.
I think
That's
he
where we
was
lose our
just.
jobs.
If Kevin Hart was there, The Rock was there somewhere, and they're just
You
in
do a rock
Jumanji.
impression?
No, but I can do Jason Statham. All
Look
right,
at Hunter for a second. That's still good.
not too bad. What's the job? I tell you, I ain't doing no jobs. All right, what's the job? How about that? Was that pretty good? No,
I
mate.
liked it.
No, mate. No, mate. Well, that's pretty far off of what this started out being. So
Sorry, guys.
Yeah. Here's my last question. Drew, just give us one big hot take for week 4.
yeah.
What the fuck? Doesn't prep me for that.
Yeah.
It should be an authentic hot take. You don't need to prep for it.
Mm-mm.
I shouldn't have, but I don't even know what's going on week 4. I haven't even looked at the games yet. That's the only thing. Let's see.
That's why it's called a hot take.
That's why it's a hot take. But if I don't
There's
know what
no
I'm taking,
analysis
how can it be?
No
How
analysis
can it be on it?
involved.
Yeah, no
Make a hot
analysis.
take about your
Okay,
team.
so Nico Collins will score above 25 points against the Jaguar. I'll say he'll score 2 touchdowns against the Jaguars. Nico Collins. CJ Stroud's going to go off against the Jaguars, and Doug Peterson's going to get fired. A hot take.
Okay. All right. I dig that.
And that's going to lead you to a how many point victory over Adam?
It'll lead me to a 3-point loss because Carson Steele's going to score 3 points, and Rico Dowdell is going to score 4.
It really is hurting you on running back
You are.
situation.
You're either really playing the reverse psychology thing or you're miserably down on your team. I can't really tell.
I have 13 running backs for a reason. Like my top 2 running backs when I drafted were Chase Brown and Jalen Warren. And I really thought that was a good idea. So, yeah.
Well, I
Dalton
mean,
Kincaid hasn't really
Jalen
worked
Warren
out for me
hasn't.
either.
Jalen Warren hasn't been much worse than Najee Harris so far. I mean, he's getting
And I
touches, so
And I don't think anybody, until there's a number in the loss column, I don't think anybody can question your draft strategy.
Except for me. I can question it.
So I guess
allowed.
it's always, I guess even the perfect teams are always trying to improve. So, that's good motivation for the rest of the league.
Perfection's a hard thing
Damn
to
right.
chase.
damn right.
I'm gonna make a massively hot take about my team. I think Daniels is gonna have 40 points next week against Arizona. I think there's gonna be a shootout. I think I'm taking Xander down by 30 points plus.
Wow.
Ooh. Okay. All right.
What about you, Adam?
I'll tell you what my hot take is. It's George Pickens' week. He ain't got a touchdown yet. It's time. He's gonna get one. I don't that wasn't really working out so well. I started going off with that accent for
Paul,
that wasn't
it was
working.
I feel like you're doing a lot
that
of
was-
Paul Hogan. That's
Yeah,
what it was.
that's
Like
not a
you're going-
knife. Yeah, I was going Aussie instead of staying with. Oh man, I'm gonna just have to go back and just edit
You got a
that
whole week
part
to
out.
work on that.
I do.
And Deontay Johnson had a touchdown last week, so he already got one.
Did I say Deontay Johnson? I think I was looking at George Pickens, but I just couldn't say his name because I hope he gets a touchdown, but I doubt he's going to.
What
That
Steeler
should
you
come
gonna-
natural. George is like a British name that you should be able to say very easily. George.
George.
I don't know.
Hey, George.
What Steeler are you gonna pick off the waiver wire next? Like Jeff Reed?
I would pick him and put him in for Harrison Butker.
Amos
would.
Zaraway.
Are we just gonna spend the next 20 minutes naming random Steeler players? Chris Rumatama.
Chris
Plaxico
Kimiwatu.
Burrs.
I'm just going to name the guys from the Palamalu.
Yeah,
song.
Palamalu. Yep, that's the way to, that's the way to do it.
Randall L. And the
Palamalu.
Oh,
All right.
wow.
Hey, good show, you guys. I
Yeah,
wanted to
Drew,
say,
thanks. Yeah,
Yeah.
go ahead, Adam.
I wanted to say
Thanks
thanks.
for having me.
Yeah, I just stole your thunder. You were going
I
to
was
say
going to
thanks,
say
and I was
thanks.
also
You
going
know,
to say
long time
thanks.
listener, first time caller. That's all.
Yeah. Oh, I appreciate you supporting the show all these years, and just glad to have you on, and I hope this this opens the door for other people to join us, for other people in the
said-
league.
Yeah, you set a pretty high bar though. So, thanks for being our first guest and for coming on.
Next
So
week's
we,
guest is Spike, right? That's what I heard.
We have a call in to
We
it.
have, we made a few calls to Spike's representatives. We're hoping that at some point, maybe later in the season. Sorry, I'm distracted by WNBA players in these weird outfits, but
Yeah, Clark
we're
lost, by
hoping
the
that-
way, everybody.
That's fine.
Bye.
Not because of her though.
We're hoping to get Spike on at some point. Adam, isn't Anthony coming on next week?
I think he
Yeah.
is. Yeah. We need to, we really need to hear. We have someone from the top of the league. Now we need to talk to someone at the very bottom. So
That's hurtful. No need for that.
Yeah, so I guess we'll end things with that. So,
yeah,
Drew, thanks again, and Adam, you want to close it out by saying this is behind
the
tool
tool
shed.
shed. Yeah, that's
Frig off.
yeah, frig off, you sons of
Frig
bitches.
off.
Drew, you say frig off too.
Big off.
Frig off.
Frig off.